back. Talking again. I was going to talk about this one earlier. I ran out of time. This is another one where it's like, man, social media just fucks with people's heads. So the other thing that I've been privy to, well, there's two things I've been privy to on Twitter. One is this stupid fuck-ass Chibi Reviews Dame thing. Now, I can't stress enough. I got no horse in this race. I don't know who the fucking VTuber is. I've never heard of them in my life. Never even seen him in my life. I know who Chibi Reviews is because he's a fucking goddamn... he's just a fucking loser, man. I don't know how to describe it other than that. He's just a guy who gets online, just like self-wanks about like anime all day, and then cries how like no one like loves him, and that he's like lonely and shit. He's just a loser. Like the literal like most to the point definition of that word. Like when you think of loser behavior, it doesn't get more loser than like Chibi Reviews, other than being like an actual criminal. And so I've been seeing that everywhere. It's fucking crazy how like, yeah, dude, like it's so wild how like, and again, this is I think primarily a Twitter problem, but you'll see it on like other forum type stuff like Reddit sometimes, where God, people love fucking people will have a side to something, and then they try to portray themselves as being neutral or like not involved in the situation, and like their first comment or post or whatever, and then the second they're pressed even a little, they just hit a fucking tack nuke that shows they're like the most online like cringe ass version like located in it or whatever. I saw a guy who was like, I don't really have a horse in the race, but it's kind of crazy how she's like advocating for mental health, but then like weaponized a traumatic event for Chibi Reviews to make fun of him. And like, first off, Chibi Review, like for no one who knows, Chibi Reviews is a one of those cringe ass anime guys who thinks like lolicon, like lolly porn, is like based in normal and like DEI is ruining anime or whatnot. And he's infamous for when he was 30 years old, he started dating a 17-year-old, and then like this is a 35-year-old man, by the way, something like that. Dated a 17-year-old, and then that 17-year-old proceeded to cheat on him, and then all of their mutual friends dropped him for her. That's how much of a loser he is. He groomed a child, got betrayed by the child, and then everyone dropped him for it. Like, he's just a fucking God. He's so pathetic. And then he did one of those cringe ass things where afterwards he posted like a photo of him on a lake after he drank a little and was like, I was gonna kill myself tonight, but like the police found me and I decided I'm gonna keep on living in spite or whatever. Like, just absolute loser behavior. My understanding of this circumstance is that the VTuber, who has her own swath of issues that don't really matter for this, like I think she has like BDP or something, or she has like a weird relationship with like an ex, maybe current boyfriend, who also has mental issues, and they've like on and whatever. I really could not care less. But I saw this guy who was like, hey, oh yeah. And so what happened is she like took down a post or like commented on a post. It was like, hey, someone took my VTubing model and made like a porn thing of it. I would really like, I don't want people doing that. Like if it feels like an invasion of me, like the VTube model is kind of who I am, and when you make porn of it, it feels like you're kind of making porn of me. I don't like whatever, okay? And you know what? Fair enough. Like, yeah, that's fair. You know what I mean? Like, even if she was doing like straight sex work or something like that, I think that's fine for her to do. It is her model. It is her like. As far as she's concerned, like, I mean, VTubing is a weird spot between like property and personhood. But yeah, I mean, it kind of is her. It is kind of weird to like make porn of it without consent, you know? Anyway, so this guy is like replying to someone, and he's like, yeah, it's just kind kind of weird how she was like a mental like health advocate in the past, and then when Cheapy Reviews called her a hypocrite or something for asking not to put NSFW models of her, and the only reason why is because I think she endorsed like not explicit sexual stuff, but like suggestive stuff. She liked fan art in the past of it, and Cheapy called her a hypocrite because he's a fucking loser. And then the VTuber responded like, wait, like, who are you? Like, wait, aren't you the guy who got cheated on? LMAO or something like that. And so this other guy responded like, yeah, isn't it weird that she was a mental health advocate in the past, but through a traumatic event at Chibi the second she could or whatever? Which, like, statement alone, I think is wrong. First off, I think you can be a mental health advocate and think Cheapy Reviews is still a fucking loser. Like, he's a bad person who did bad things and then had a bad thing happen to him. Yeah, you can make fun of him for the bad thing happening to him. The bad thing wouldn't have happened to him if he didn't do the 9 other fuck-ups in his life. He's a loser. Like, I'll say this. I don't care if that ever gets this fucking video, like, taken down or whatever, but, like, Cheapy Reviews could kill himself. And I wouldn't bat an eye. Like, he is a loser to the core of the term. Like, I don't even think he has a job. I think he literally just posts, like, YouTube videos that get, like, fucking 45k views from other cringe-ass losers talking about how, like, LeBased 13-year-old sexy girl in anime is actually gonna save the industry this season or some shit because he's a fucking loser. And that's what his job is. Like, literally no value in life. Like, the actual material work he does is fucking pathetic and useless. He has no friends or good family to speak of. Like, all his entire existence is just as a vehicle for these cringe-ass, loser, pathetic behaviors to be, like, pushed on, like, fucking algorithms. It's pathetic. He could end his life, and I would rejoice. I would be happy. The world would be a better place. I do not care if someone who is, like, a hypocrite, and, like, yeah, and, like, you could argue I'm technically a hypocrite because I generally don't believe that people should be killing themselves. I think things can be better. I wish people would be able to have, like, means of getting out of the issues causing them to feel that way. And I would wish it for Cheapy too. I would wish that like, something would occur in his life that would make him a better person. The issue, though, is that it's not gonna happen. He has had the bad things happen to him, and it's only made him double down because bad behavior is rewarded on, like, the social media sites. And that's what it is what it is. And, like, all of his problems are of his own making. He's a prisoner in a cage that he has fucking welded himself. And so, yeah, I don't give a fuck what happens to him. He's a fucking guy. He's such a fucking loser, man. Such a loser. Holy shit, man. 35 years old. Fuck me. That's crazy. Anyway, but this other guy hits that, and he's kind of arguing about mental health or whatever. And then, he says, like, the line, like, he only did it because she's a hypocrite. And someone else was like, how is she a hypocrite? And he's like, well, he did, like, the fucking the fucking erotic fan art or whatever she endorsed, and like, it was like, okay, that's not the same. And then just absolute schizo shit was like, oh yeah, she also got fucked on stream. And hold on, wait a minute, that's a new piece of information. First off, why does this guy know this, by the way? Like, he's apparently not a fan of anyone involved. Like, I feel like, and it's clearly not, like, readily available information, because I feel like I would have seen it earlier in all this discussion about it. And so what does the guy do? He goes, yeah, in this fucking Outer Wild stream, she's seen, like, moaning and shit a bunch of times. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I already know where this is going, because this has happened to literally every female VTuber ever. Every single time, one of them makes a noise that isn't like one of them could yawn. Or maybe they stretch and they moan or something. Immediately, there's like 90,000 posts of like, OMG, I'm blanking on her name. Fucking Iron Mouse. Is she masturbating behind stream or whatever? And it's like a clip, and it's just a 3-second clip where she just kind of goes silent for a second and goes, ooh. And then she just starts talking like normal. And it's like, okay, these people are psychopathic. So I'm already sort of geared to this, right? Because again, it has happened to every VTuber I've ever seen who's not like consistently like, I'm like kind of like showing their face. I mean, it's every VTuber is like this. I've seen it happen to every single one. And so yeah, lo and behold, this guy posts like 3 fucking 30-second clips, and yeah, it's that. It's this person like, she's like kind of jittering around. She kind of fucking like moans a little, and then she kind of like stumbles over her words as she's like reading something, and then it ends, and then it happens like 2 more times. From what I can tell, like 45 minutes apart. And yeah, and it's just like not only is it not indicative that she's like doing anything sexual on stream, it's also like a self-report to think that is what's happening as your first like set of conclusion, right? Even if it is what was happening. Like, and yeah, and then people, I see other people trying to be like, yeah, hey, she just like, again, like, she has BDP and other mental health disorders. She just stims a lot. And that's all it was. And I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because of course it does. Anyway, and the guy then goes fucking nuclear, where he drops the VOD of the entire stream and has like fucking 90 timestamps of everything like suspicious happening. And it's like, okay, bro, yeah, guy who is no horse in the race, by the way, just decides to just has on hand a fucking 2-hour-long VOD time-stamped with every scenario or every time that the streamer does something maybe sexually weird to like prove that she's a hypocrite in this, like, you know what I mean? It's so fucking insane, and it happens all the time. Like, it's fucking crazy. Again, like, it makes it so difficult to have discussions on these fucking apps, man. Like, and this happens on Reddit too, by the way. You'll have like some guy being like, you'll have like a Reddit thread, and there'll be a guy being like, yeah, I just didn't really like Baldur's Gate 3. And like, oh, okay, like, yeah, why is that, man? And then he's talking, he's like, okay, yeah, you know, like combat or story, and then people kind of like, you know, they have a bit of a conversation, argue, and then the last thing the guy says, like, yeah, I mean, it's to be expected this game is bad, though, after they put all this woke DEI shit in the game, and everyone's just like, what are we doing here? Why do we have this conversation? Like, it's clearly a dishonest person. Like, you can't have a conversation with these people. It's fucking miserable, man. The entire feed is miserable. It just sucks because, like, one, and get it twisted, I'm a Twitter addict. I'm on it way more than often. But to be honest with you, I feel like it's the only way to really get, like, kind of current, up-to-date news on stuff. I don't trust, like, traditional outlets longer than I can throw them, and they also tend to either have a pretty long turnaround time for writing quality articles, or a really quick turnaround time, and some of the worst, most inaccurate articles I've ever seen. That's even getting rid of fucking bias and shit. YouTube videos tend to be the same way. It's like Twitter is the only time where you kind of get like a vibe check of like current happenings. It just sucks that it's filled with people like this, man. Like, I don't know. And like I said, and this was one example. There's so many examples of this, and literally every discussion you could imagine. like the Elon Musk trillionaire thing that happened recently. Like, you'll have a guy make a post who's like, you know, like, I don't really know about $1 trillion, but like, well, like, what's the solution? To like tax him too much or whatever? Like, that doesn't work. And then you'll have like a bunch of arguments about why it doesn't work. And then the guy will just post like, Elon Musk deserves it. He's going to put us to Mars. He's like one of the smartest men to ever exist. And it's like, oh, okay. So like, no, you were never actually interested in having like a even close to like nuanced like discussion about how taxation works or whatnot. You're literally just like Elon's dick is in your mouth, like from the get-go. Awesome. Like why not be upfront with it? There's a lot of people who are upfront with it. Like there's a lot of people who in response to like Elon Musk's trillionaire thing, we're like, yeah, Elon Musk is a trillionaire, and this is base because it pisses off the left, and that's all they said. And you know what? Fuck it. Like at least they're upfront with it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just kind of disgusting. It literally just makes every fucking God, just makes every interaction on the app like you're trying to hit like 4 coin flip heads in a row to like get someone like a normal conversation. The only other way to do it is to like respond to someone who you can kind of vibe check is similar to you and has like 3 followers, 100 following, and like posts like once a week. Those people are like normal, and that's your best chance of having a conversation. But then it kind of sucks because like most of the time those people you don't even really like have a conversation. You just go like, ain't this crazy? And they're like, yeah, it is fucking wild. And it's like, okay, well, it's not like, I don't know, maybe the whole thing's like an effort in futility, and I'm just expecting too much out of it. But the other thing, like, and this is another like version of how this shit gets fucked, is like I watch real time how a conversation about something turned into a conversation about something completely different, mainly to like a lot of bad actors who got viral off of like misinterpreting the original conversation. So the original discussion was essentially that I don't like, it was like, quote, I don't understand why people who don't play games but instead just watch like playthroughs of them think they're people of authority on those games or whatnot, or like have a say in the matter. And I think the original way they said it was kind of bad. Like it wasn't like, not a lot of room for nuance, pretty critical, or whatnot. But I truly think they have a point at their core. And there's a lot of people who only watch games, especially other people play games, and then kind of mimic the talking points that the person playing the game felt about that game without really experiencing it that like for themselves. And it's a really rough problem in game discourse. You're just like trying to talk about like why certain games, what aspects of games are good and bad and whatnot. You'll have these fuckers pop up like cockroaches who have never played it but really just want to share their opinions on it. But I watched it in real time get warped, where it was that, and then it was, oh, well, why does like watching a playthrough not like allow you to have authority for it? And then it kind of split into 2 conversations of like, well, of course it doesn't. Like you're not experiencing it in the intended medium. And then another group of people who are just like, why don't you just play the game instead? And then that fucking spawned 2 offshoots of like, well, what does it mean to engage with the medium correctly? Isn't it art? Can't you explore it in any way you want? Isn't that the point? And then like the other group is like wanting to play the game. Well, oh, here's my 7 reasons of why I'm like, why I have like a 120 hour a week job with 4 kids, yet I only make $20 a month, and that's why I can't play video games. And it's like, okay. So now we've went from like kind of a one-stop thing that can kind of have a discussion to now we've fucking zigzagged into like 2 completely different conversations. And I'm gonna address them real quick because why not? Fuck it. Okay, the people who are like, I am too poor to, because this is the problem, right? Because like the original issue was that there are these people who don't play games who want to inject themselves into conversations about said games. Now, the problem when you bring that to like, well, what if people don't have access to the games and the only thing they have is playthroughs? What's happening there is that they're actually dodging the criticism of the injecting yourself into conversations part. There's nothing wrong with just watching someone play a game. The issue becomes when you try to then like argue with people who have played the game, and try to almost say that you're more of an authority on the game than they are. Now, this is hard because it's a spectrum. You could be a person who has watched fucking 100 different playthroughs of Skyrim or whatnot, and you will probably have a better understanding of all kinds of like video essays and just normal playthroughs and like kind of just like concept videos to meme videos. Like you're just a big Skyrim guy, and you will probably understand the game better than a guy who like bought it on sale, loaded it up, played for 2 hours, and then quit forever. That's true. And if you guys were to try to like conversate about the pros and cons of the game, there is a chance that you are at least more knowledgeable about the game than that person. Now, I would argue that the other person still has a little more authority on like the mechanical feelingness of them, because you can't get that through playthroughs. You can only hear it through word of mouth, which is very different than actually experiencing it. But again, it's hard. There are people who have played Skyrim a shit ton, and like people who have played Skyrim once or twice. Again, the person who's played Skyrim a shit ton might have a better understanding of like the feel for the game, for example. They might be very used to it. But that much playtime might also make them sort of blind to some of the cons. So like whether or not they're more of an authority to talk about the goods and bads, also like debatable. It's real case by case is what I'm saying. It's very hard. But like there's a general rule of thumb, and this is where like the issue is, because I empathize with the original guy. There have been times where I've had conversations with people, and I found it very frustrating. Oh God, it would be like Pokemon, for example. Pokemon's a great example. I will say something like when I played Scarlet and Violet, while there definitely were bugs, I didn't find any of them to be like I got kind of lucky, and none of them were truly like game breaking for me. I think I had to reset my game one time, and other than that, there were just kind of visual oddities or whatnot. And then like a guy I was talking to was like, "What are you talking about? It is a fucking disaster. Like it's actually unplayable. Like 5 frame rate, like glitches everywhere, falling through the map." And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, how did this happen to you? Like, was this just all the time, or like, were there circumstances that you did to kind of like, could I recreate this? And then the guy responded with some shit like, no, I just saw it in like a guy's review, and I was like, so okay, so you haven't even experienced the bugs or whatnot, yet you come onto my like smaller post just kind of yapping about it to argue with me that my experience was like not true versus your non-experience, you know what I mean? But then I went and watched the guy's review of it, and yeah, it turns out the guy who was arguing with me misunderstood him. Like all the bugs he showed were recreatable. They were like, if you do this specific thing, like this will happen in your game. And they were things that were patched out like almost immediately in the game. Like, and the guy was very upfront about that in the video. He's like, but it is crazy that those did exist at that point. But that's not what I experienced or was talking about, or even going by like the state of the game, the same game I was playing. And so this guy who has never touched the game half-assed watched the video and then thought he knew enough about it that he decided he wanted to fucking fisticuff me in it. And it's like, that guy should lose his Twitter privileges. Like, he should not be able to type to people. I don't know. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's just kind of wild that he can just do that. Maybe I'm like, and you know, it's one of those things where immediately I kind of forgot about it just now. Like the specific instance. But the problem is, again, it just happens all the time. And I don't know. It's such a mess. Because there's also like, then it gets into a whole like pirating Discord. Like it spreads out really far. And it's also kind of absurd that like, but you see, again, on the flip side, there are also some people who are like, yeah, if if you haven't played a game, you cannot say you're a fan of it, or that you like it. Like, you have to play the game in order to be able to have an opinion on it. And I think that's also kind of fucking batshit crazy. There's a few varieties this can hold, but like, like, I've never played The Legend of Zelda. You know what I mean? I could probably say that the Legend of Zelda games are probably good on average. You know what I mean? I can even say that I like them. Like, I like the aesthetic. From what I've seen of them, I like them. And yeah, when I play it, like, that might change or whatnot. But it's not like I'm like, you know, it's not like I'm completely. I've played enough video games that I can look at Zelda and make like and kind of judge the book by its cover a little, and kind of vibe check how I'm gonna feel about it. That might be untrue. Like, for example, I loved Odyssey, and I like a lot of modern 2D Mario games. I thought I was really gonna like 64. I heard a lot of good things about it, and I probably do still like it. But something that was not apparent to me until I played it was just how fucking bad those camera controls are. The camera controls almost killed the game for me. I got used to it and I got past it, but that's like something that I would not have gotten from, like, and I even heard about it, but it's something that I truly didn't get until I played it. So when I went into it, I was like, from everything I've seen, Mario 64 is probably like a good like 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. It's probably actually like a 6 or a 7, especially because I'm not too interested in the whole like speedrunning aspect of it. And you know, that's fair, and like, you know, but the difference is, it's not like I was like going into people's mentions of people like shitting on the camera controls and being like, skill issue, this is one of the best games of all time, you just don't know how to play it. You know what I mean? That's where like the line kind of gets a little like wobbly with that. There's also other circumstances, like if you've played like a lot of games in the series but like not one of them, you could probably like guess that you like that one a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't played Pokemon ZA yet. I've played every other single mainline Pokemon game to exist. I've played Legends Arceus. I've played a lot of the spin-offs. I'm probably going to like ZA. That just is what it is. Are you going to see me arguing with people about ZA on its quality? No, because I haven't played it yet. Which is the original guy's point. But, like, if someone asked me, like, do you like Pokemon ZA? I would probably preface it by saying, like, haven't played it yet, but yeah. But, like, even if I said, yeah, like, ZA looks great, like it's a good Pokemon game, like, I don't think it'd be crazy for me to say that. And again, there's levels to it, right? The Zelda example. It's also, like, not only am I not arguing with people in comments or whatever, but it's also different if I'm, like, not even arguing, but just, like, posting shit. Like, I make fucking Toon Link my profile picture and be like, yeah, Wind Waker's one of the sickest games of all time. Like, I just start posting like a Zelda fucking like fan account or whatever, and I've never actually played the games. It's kind of fucked up, because like then people like will read your post and be like, oh, this guy has some sort of like some sort of authority in relation to Zelda, when I just like don't, because I have never played them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's something really complicated, but what I'm trying to get at is like, this is another example of like how just like actual conversations on it are kind of impossible, because then what ends up happening though is, because all these are sort of in the similar zone, the algorithm kind of pushes them all at the same time. So you have people trying to argue against the original guy's point, who are also simultaneously arguing about like how someone with like no legs and arms needs to watch gameplay videos because they can't play the games. And it's like, okay, like, and you're seeing both these like back to back, and it's kind of the same vibe, but they're not really the same argument, and it just muddles shit, man. And this is for like games and stuff. God forbid, like, politics is an even more like messy zone in Twitter, but I don't know, I digress. I don't know. I'm just ranting, just yapping. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's really happened recently online to know. Oh, Oliver Tree died. Rest in peace. That kind of sucks. Fucking the on and on and on guy, whose life didn't go. I'm not gonna say it. He died in a fucking helicopter crash in Brazil. You know, I know it's a big country. I feel like I get a weird amount of those. I feel like a lot of the helicopter and plane crashes I've heard of recently have happened in Brazil. I don't know if that's like a thing there or something, or maybe I'm just getting fucking goddamn psyoped by an algorithm, but I don't know. Poor guys. Knicks won. I don't think I said that in the first part. Go Knicks. Woo! This is kind of the first basketball finals I kind of tuned into. Not because I'm particularly invested, but I think New York's on a bit of a winning streak right now, and I thought it'd be sick if they continued, and they did. So, good for them. That's it, really. I think I'll be able to stream tomorrow. And then this weekend, I'm actually going to go visit a friend down in Denver. I think we're gonna go eat. I think we're watching Toy Story 5, which I'm excited for. A lot of people obviously probably liked it, but I feel like I'm one of the few people vocal online, or who are privy to the vocal online, who actually like Toy Story 4. I don't know exactly how to feel about Toy Story 5 yet. From the trailers I've seen, it's about that, like, if I recall correctly, it's about the iPad, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. And Woody comes back or whatnot. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't know. We'll see. It might be good. Might not. I don't know. I think that's it. I think I'm going to head out now, even though I'm not home. So, anyway, thank you for hearing me rant. Bye-bye.